mean, it was really just a full breakdown, everything you need to learn, basically the A to Z.
From where to start, exactly what to do, how to do it, all the systems and programs.
The resources and things that were given throughout the training was just phenomenal.
Happy Friday. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Deal Desk. Your host, Steven Morales. Basically, the way this works, if it's your first time tuning in, you submit leads, I call them live, you watch me overcome objections, negotiate, set appointments, get yelled at, everything you can imagine. This is also a great resource. Let me tell you, this is a really good resource of training your team, or when you're looking to hire people, you want some additional free training. Let them binge watch on this stuff, okay? I've been doing sales for over 13 years. I've done MLM, door-to-door, over-the-phone sales, real estate investment acquisitions. Right now, I'm in real estate. I've been doing that for a while now. And I take the bits and pieces of what's working and what's worked in the previous careers. I put it together, and I put it all here, and you're going to be able to see how I make these calls live. If you have any leads you'd like me to call live, make sure you head over to the ritoolbox.com. All right? So let's get started, okay? So let me pull up the spreadsheet here. The first lead is in Lake Wales, Florida. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, then I'll read you the details about it to see what we got going on. Lake Wales, Florida. All right, Lake Wales, Florida. So this is the house. As a matter of fact, let me do this. Let me actually go to the street view. I don't know if it shows. Yeah, it just shows some photos of it. But let me go to the street view. I want to make sure you submit these leads also. That it shows the front of the house. I try to keep your leads confidential, obviously, since you submit them. So this is the house right here. This is in a more rural area. I don't expect to see a lot of comps when it comes to these kind of properties. It's more or less out in the middle of nowhere. Anyways, the story behind this, let's see what we got going on. So this is on Lake Wales. They are asking $50,000. Okay. $50,000. What repairs are needed? It says lipstick. Interesting, but then it says here, no, that's the next one. All right, so this is actually needs a full gut renovation. Gut renovation, fire damage. Boom. What's the reason for selling? It's burnt. All right. So let's give this lead a call and let's see what happens. Usually with areas that are out in the middle of nowhere, when I'm negotiating with people with houses that are middle of nowhere, especially if it's fire damage, I pull up instead of anchor pricing. There's not really much to go by because it's a fire damaged property. There are ways of making 3 checks. If you know Elijah, he knows how to pull that stuff. But when you're negotiating, when it comes to price, you have to start from as low as possible, right? One of the strategies I do in my business is I anchor price. So keep in mind, whenever you're anchor pricing, it's not what your offer is. You hear me say it all the time. Anchor price is not what your offer is. You actually have to expect a negative reaction out of the person. But a negative reaction is better than no reaction, because usually, depending how they react, it'll tell you more or less what kind of price range. Anyway, let's give them a call. All right. This is old photos. I'm going to ask some more information when it comes to this, but I want to try to get them as low as possible because I'm really going to be looking at land comps, if anything, since the house is fire damaged. That's the way that I'm going to try to negotiate a price out of the person. You never want to say a number first, okay? I don't give offers. I never give offers. I give offer ranges. So let's give them a call, see if they pick up the phone. I'll put on speaker. Lake Wales. They're asking $50,000. So as soon as it rings, I'm off to the races when it comes to the comps. Hopefully you guys can hear this good. Turn this up all the way.
Hello.
Hey, Hector.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, my name is Steven. I think you spoke to my partner a while back in regards to your property over there on Owens Road. Were you still looking to sell?
Yeah.
Perfect. Did I catch it at a good time?
Yeah, go ahead.
Perfect. So, my name is Steven. I actually want to give you a call to give you an offer on it. And my process is actually very simple. I just want to ask you a few more questions other than what I see in the notes. I'll go and evaluate the area here on the computer, see what I can offer you.
Before you wasting time, my time and your time, the house needs to be complete rehab.
Yeah, it's fire damage, right?
Into a fire. Yep.
Yeah.
So, what else? What kind of question you going to ask?
Perfect. So there's absolutely no structure left there at all.
No, yeah, they have the walls. It could be sticks. It could be sticks, but
Mhm.
you know, you have to put in your mind that you have to be a complete rehab. You know.
Gotcha. He bought this for $10,000. Gotcha. Okay, so it needs a full renovation. So I mean, it could be fixed, but it needs a full renovation. So would you agree that I guess the value, the way it is right now, is more in the land?
Yeah, I mean,
There's absolutely no comps in this area.
they already have a septic. They already
So
have a water well.
I'm gonna try to look at land
Nothing,
comps.
so $50,000, I think it's a good deal.
$50,000. Okay, let me look around here in the area. And while I'm looking around, just out of curiosity, how did you come up with the 50,000?
Well, I wake up every day looking, and you cannot find anything that low. They sell lots in Polk County.
Mm-hmm.
Or we're talking about maybe 5,000 square feet lot for the same amount of money
In the area?
in the area.
Okay.
And they don't have any. They don't have any. Then after that, they have to pay the income taxes because they don't have anything done. It's just a piece of land.
Yeah.
So I think 50 grand for half an acre. That's a killer right there.
Yeah. The thing is, when I'm looking at land, I'm looking to see if there's any new construction in the area. I don't really see any new construction. And as far as land being sold, I do see some industrial land here. Let me take a look at this. So are you familiar with the house right across the street, 130 Owens Road? You familiar with that house?
No.
So this one, it's right on the other side. It's 130 Owens Road. This one sold for $15,000.
Well, how long ago?
That was, let me see, where did it go? A few years ago, actually. But it has a house on it.
Yeah, I pay around that much too for mine. 5-6 years ago, everything's going up. You don't pay the same shit that you pay when you go to Walmart from 5 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. No, I agree. And then the assessed land value is $13,203 is what I'm seeing here. What's got you interested in selling it? You know, or you don't have any plans for it or anything?
I'm in Orlando, so it's kind of far away.
Okay.
All the properties that I have is in this area.
Yeah.
So, you don't give me the runaround. Just give me a number.
No, yeah, I'm not gonna waste your time. I just know that I can only offer you based upon what's selling in the area, and if there's properties with.
I'm not talking how much to sell because I'm in industry. I buy every day houses. I buy land. So
yeah,
I just saw one in Frostproof, and it's like maybe 20 minutes more going south. Going south. I sold it for like 190. So
yeah, I want to stay close in the area. The way we evaluate it, we just want to stay. You know, we don't really want to go out farther than 1.5 miles, and we want to look at similar properties. I'm sure there's higher sold properties that are farther away, but I'm trying to look at the area.
You tell me how much you want to pay for the thing.
We'd have to be closer to what the local ones are selling for, a little bit closer, and the closest one I see here is sold for $15,000. So I don't know if we would be a good fit at $50,000.
Let me tell you something. you can't even buy. You cannot even buy.
He's
it.
trying to
So
convince
then,
me why I should buy
maybe
for 50.
If the economy crash or whatever, they go down.
He's
but
trying to
right now,
convince me.
you
He's trying to
can't buy
close
it.
me on paying more.
So you have to be realistic.
Yeah, I'm being realistic based
All right,
upon the
buddy,
sales
thanks.
prices,
So,
but
I mean, so it's no big deal. Don't have to.
no problem.
How
Hey,
much is it?
have you ever considered listing the house? He wasn't very happy. So this guy wanted $50,000. There's literally like nothing to look at here, and he's probably not gonna sell. So he tried convincing me why I should pay $50,000. I mean, he's surrounded by industrial stuff. And it's a mobile home, and he said, "Hey, there's stuff selling for like 180. That's 20 minutes away." I mean, he's not. Most sellers don't know about how to analyze this stuff. Obviously, I may not be a good fit. He kind of talked too fast, but he's not a good fit. Now, what I would do, whoever submitted this lead, I would follow up with this guy in about 30 days because I don't think anybody's going to pay $50,000 for it. It's just in a bad, it's not the best area. I wish I could show you the comps, but it's literally, there is a bunch of farm around it and there's some industrial. That's it. And maybe a few other mobile homes. The closest one sold for $15,000. That's with the actual structure on top. So he's asking $50,000 just for the land. Doesn't make sense. And when you speak with people like that, I know we're on the deal desk here. I'm talking to them, but most of the time, all the time, you don't want to try to convince somebody of like why it should be the price you want. They either like the price or they don't. If they don't like the price, you say no problem. You move on to the next one. Don't ever try to squeeze a deal out of somebody that's not a deal. If anything, it's gonna hurt you more than help you. So I would follow up with that gentleman about 30 days. When people are asking a crazy price for a piece of land, and there's other properties selling with the land, obviously, with the actual real estate or the house, and they sell for less than what they're asking for. You have to give them time to realize, man, I'm not going to get the price I want, right? I'm not going to get the price I want. I didn't get a chance to ask him if he wants to list it, but he didn't seem motivated enough or even open to talking to me. So let him cool off, follow up with him in 30 days, and he's probably not going to sell it. Okay. Anyways, on to next one. Let's see what we got here. What is this place called? I think New Smyrna. Let me see. So let me copy and paste this. It looks like this is actual house, so we won't be talking to any angry, upset people that own mobile home lots. If you have any questions, by the way, make sure you drop them in the chat. I'll do my best to answer those Q&As in between the houses. I'm going to pull this up, and then you can see what I'm working with here. I thought he was going to get angry and yell at me, but he didn't do that. I haven't had one of those sellers in a while. I kind of miss them because those are actually the most entertaining type of people. Wow, this actually looks very familiar. So let me actually, I'm going to share my screen right here. I feel like I've talked to somebody with this kind of property years ago. Let me see. So this is the house right here. Okay. All right. It's one of those like beach kind of houses. Let's give him a call. So this guy, he's asking $350,000. He says it needs lipstick, some light renovations, fair condition. What's the reason for selling? Nothing. No notes there. So typically, if somebody doesn't give you a reason for selling, they're really not going to be motivated. But let's give them a call. And let's see what they say. If you have any questions, guys, make sure you drop them in the chat, and I will do my best to answer any questions regarding anything you may have. Let's give this guy a call. And then I'll figure out where this is. Whenever somebody's asking a high price, it doesn't mean that they won't sell for a lower price. It just means that that's their starting point. depending what their motivation is. But this is why it's so important to come when you're negotiating with somebody. Uh-oh. Let me try calling that number one more time. I'm pretty sure I dialed the right number. I did dial the right number. Let me redial it. If it still goes to no, goes to that sound, we'll move on to the next one.
This number is not in service.
Not in service. Maybe a good sign. Okay. So if you submitted Mrs. Joanne on River Road, make sure you skip tracer. Look for an additional phone number. What was I talking about? So what I was saying was, when there's people that are asking a specific price, it doesn't mean that they're going to go lower. But when you're negotiating with somebody, you have to bring some facts to the table. Because if you don't bring any facts to the table, you just say, well, I got to be at this price. There's no reason to justify why you're at that price unless you bring some comps. Remember, anchor pricing is you look for low comps and people, you get a reaction out of them. You can't expect a good reaction, but some people may spit out a number. You'd be surprised. Some people may spit out a number. Oh, well, that's all for that. If you cover this, this, and this, and I need to sell, I'll sell for 200. I've seen people drop 6 figures simply because they don't want to list on the market. They're okay with you being an investor. That's why I'm extremely upfront. I may not be a good fit. I'm a real estate investor, okay? I don't pay full market value, all right? Let's see. What do you do when your anchor price is your MAO? Anchor price is never your MAO. So if you're asking me, like, let's say there's comps in the area, and let's say you see an investor bought one for 160, and like you only see one comp that sold for 150, only one comp. This stuff does happen. Like that mobile home, sometimes there'll be like no comps, or they may be like one comp. But let me tell you guys this. If you only find 1 or 2 comps, and it doesn't give you enough leverage when you're negotiating to get yourself a big deal, you have to create your own range. What you don't want to do is lie to them and say, hey, this property on Apple Street sold for $10,000, right? You don't want to lie to the homeowner, but there's nothing wrong with you creating your own range, okay? And it sounds something like this. Hey, Bob, in order for this to make sense to us, we'd really have to be in between $25,000 to $80,000, right? It could be, you could say 10,000, 20,000 to 100,000 to 140,000, whatever you want to do. Just make sure it's a wide range. Okay. And that does happen. If you get properties that have no comps, number one, make sure you're marketing in the right area. You want to be marketing and pulling data from areas that have a lot of activity going on, a lot of cash comps, a lot of flips, a lot of investors buying in the area. If you're buying out in the middle of nowhere, chances are you're not going to really see that much activity. And even if you get a property under contract, the demand for that property is not going to be as high. Okay. How do you find the ARV? The ARV is always the highest sold prop. Most of the time it's the highest sold property because that's what it sold. That's the highest point sold for, basically. Look at the photos. It'll be renovated. But let's say I'm looking at comps on PropStream. I usually like filtering the top number to the bottom, the lowest, because usually the top number, they sold for the highest and they're similar square footage, year built, and most of the time they'll have photos of fully renovated. So fully renovated properties sold for the highest price point, usually the ARV. And keep in mind, an ARV, guys, after pair value is only somebody's opinion. There's never like the ARV of this property is exactly $305,000. Somebody may pay 306. Somebody may pay 300,000, right? So it's always an opinion of what values, but you should always have an idea more or less of what kind of range it would be at. Okay. All right. So let's move on to the next one. We are going to Georgia. All right. We're going to Georgia. Let's pull this up. Georgia is a big market. Georgia is a great market. I love Georgia. We're going to specifically Savannah, Georgia. All right. So, wait, this is a duplicate because I called this guy last week. Yeah. So I'm going to skip this. I already talked to this guy. We're actually JVing with you, Mr. Watson. I spoke with this guy on the last deal desk. He's agreed to it. We're going to do a good deal. So I'm going to skip that gentleman. But let's head over from Savannah to Atlanta, Georgia. We're still in Georgia. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat. What's it going to do here? Also, I know I don't show this stuff, but I use prop stream to run comps, obviously, to keep your leads confidential. I'm not going to share my screen when I'm running comps, but I do have videos on my YouTube channel about running comps. Okay, so make sure if you're watching, click that subscribe button, that like button. Make sure you follow me, turn the notification bells on to stay tuned. All right, so let's pull up this property. I feel like I've actually called this guy before too. This is it's like a weird looking property. I'll show you in a second. Share screen. So this is the property. It looks very familiar. I'm pretty sure I've called this before. They probably didn't answer. So keep in mind, if you submit any leads and I call twice, they don't answer, resubmit them so they go back to the top of the list. Okay. So anyways, this person, they're asking $120,000. He broke down his house. Now it's just land ready to sell as soon as possible. He wants to move to Florida. All right, so let's give this person a call. Let's see here. All right, let's give him a call. When it comes to land, I do have a video on my YouTube channel about how I personally run comps for land. Okay. I'm able to quickly determine what my max offer is, depending what's going on in the area. You can watch that video on my YouTube channel about how I do that. So let's give this person a call. Okay. So it's just land, but house is tore down. Let me pull up the comps here. What's their name? Mr. Edwards. Okay. It's not ringing. Hello?
Hello?
Mr. Edwards.
Speaking.
Hi, my name's Steven. You spoke with my partner a while back in regards to your property on Estes Drive. Were you still interested in selling that land?
150,000, sir.
150,000, you said?
Yes, sir. You have it today if you want, once you have the money.
Okay. Did I catch it a good time? I had a few questions about it.
What about the questions?
Perfect. So this is just land. There's no structures on it at all?
No structure.
Okay, perfect. Are there any septic or utilities attached to the land?
Yes.
I remember this guy. Gotcha. And you said $150,000.
Cheap, man. Cheap. The area on
I remember this guy. I did speak with him. He's asking like double the price.
Cheap.
Yeah, I think I spoke with you already.
You can put 4 units on that place, man. Easy.
Yeah. How'd you come up with that number, just out of curiosity?
Because that's what it's worth, sir. The property tax raised the other day again, so the value go up again, brother.
Oh, you got it appraised?
The property tax raised. So the value of that area going up.
The property, you said the assessed value went up?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know what it's at right now? Actually, I could pull it up.
Huh?
So the assessed value, it says the assessed land value is $10,960.
That's what they say?
Yep.
Oh, so the guy who sent me from 09 for 60,000, he stole me, right?
Yeah, I think you did.
All right, so all I have to do is toll back somebody then. You get that, brother?
So what do you think you would sell it at now? Since I just told you what it's assessed at. You can look this up on the tax records, by the way.
Yeah, well, that's no. It's not nothing for me. Let it stay there.
Okay.
Because honestly, I won't give it away, brother.
No, I understand.
No.
Have you ever considered listing it with a real estate agent to get a higher price?
How much would I get if I list it with you?
What was that?
How much would be the prices if I list it with you? How much would it be?
Yeah, I can have my partner call you and they can go over that. I just didn't want to waste your time because I'm an investor. You know, I would have to get it at a good deal. If you want a higher price, I can let my partner know and then they can connect you with a real estate agent. That way you're able to get as much money as possible. You know what I mean?
Yes, but what contract would they sign so they don't take the land and say it's theirs?
Yeah, they'll go over that with you. Before you sign any paperwork, they can just let you know how the process works. And if you like it, great. If not, no big deal, you know? Is that okay? I can have them give you a call.
But if they are not saying what I am saying, it doesn't make sense, brother.
I understand. I'll have them call you when they can, and they'll explain a little bit more about it, okay?
All right, no problem.
Have a good weekend.
You too, my brother.
Bye. I talked to this guy before. He's asking 150. So it's always important because some people, I don't know where he got the 150, but I want to know, right? So I wouldn't know unless I asked. So I said, "Where'd you get that price?" He said that's what the assessed value was. I mean, I just pull up the assessed value in the tax records. It says 10,960. So, I mean, it really lowers his expectations. He bought this land in 2008 for $31,000. Obviously, that's a different time in the market. I mean, yeah, this is not the best area. So, the thing with this, who submitted this? Whoever submitted Mr. Edwards for Estes Drive. He owns the land in Atlanta, Georgia. The best thing to do with this is to refer him to a real estate agent. I don't even think the real estate agent would list it at 150, but they'll be able to work with them on a better, number. Because the thing is, if somebody's asking too much, and I know up front that I'm not a good fit, I'm not going to waste my time. He sounds like he's pretty firm on that price for whatever reason. He's not going to get that price, but I'd be wasting my time try to, lock him up at that price. Doesn't make sense. So I would refer him to a real estate agent, call local brokerage around the area, let them know that, you have a lot of leads that are asking a full market value or above, and at least they're open. Whenever you're dealing with somebody that has a property, they want a specific price. You should not care about how much they want. That doesn't matter. Okay. If they want a specific price that's higher than what you can offer, the main thing is you just want to make sure that they're at least open to hearing an agent out, right? You want to leave that door open. It's up to the agent to close that deal as a listing and list it, right? Give you a referral fee and all that stuff. But don't ever, unless you're licensed, you plan on listing this stuff yourself. I don't negotiate prices for real estate agents. Okay? I don't negotiate prices. I never tell homeowners, yeah, you can list it for that price, man. You can get that price. That's making false expectations for the person. And then when you do push that over to the real estate agent's going to be like, what are you talking about? Like, what's going on? So always leave that to the real estate agent, okay? But I definitely talked to this gentleman, not a motivated seller. All right, so we got one in California. I haven't called a Cali deal in a while. So let's call this lead in California. Let me pull this lead up. And no matter where you guys are submitting your leads from, my approach is the exact same. I've closed deals in the East Coast and West Coast, the same approach, okay? So let me pull this up in Cali. If you ever do get deals in Cali, I have buyers in Cali, all right? If you ever want to partner up. This is a very interesting property. So it looks like, let me share my screen. Is there a street view on this? Is this on a mountain? There's like, on the street view, it's like old photos, you could tell. Okay, let me just show you the photos that it comes with on Zillow. I think these are a little bit more recent. Share my screen here. I always ask sellers if these are recent photos. Okay, that's important. All right, so what's the story with this one before I call? They're asking 190,000. That seems real cheap in California. Depending apart. Seller says it needs minimal work. Big lot asking 190, no mortgage. Reason for selling: wants to liquidate and move to San Diego. Free and clear. Okay, perfect. Let's give him a call. It's morning over there in Cali. So like this is out like in the mountains. So actually, you know what? So you saw the photos look like there. If I go to the street view, like this is does it show the year on this? Usually on the street view it does. No. I guess if you're looking at street view on Google, it's not going to show the timestamp, but usually it'll say like what year they took the photo. Okay? So let me pull this up. This is what I'm looking at here. Yeah, this is out in the middle of nowhere. Well, let's see. Let's see. Let's see what's up with this. Let's give them a call. All right. Get their phone number. Mazmoazam. That's their name. So let's give them a call. Hopefully I'm not waking them up. Sometimes I know it's 12 past 12 over here in EST. Sometimes I'll call people in Cali and I'm waking them up. Oh, wait. Let me put this closer to the mic.
Hello.
Hi, Mr. Mozam.
Speaking.
Hi, my name is Steven. I believe you spoke with my partner a while back in regards to your property on Orchard Drive. Were you still looking to sell?
Yes, we do. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Did I catch it at a good time?
Almost. Yeah, I'm about to leave the home. What was the? I think. Are you interested to provide? Can you summarize?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you a few questions so I can make you an offer, but I didn't want to rush it. Is there a better time my partner can give you a call back?
Yes, please. He may do it after 3 o'clock this afternoon.
After 3 o'clock. Okay, I'll let them know. Thank you.
3 o'clock Pacific. 3 o'clock Pacific. Yep.
You got it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
So I'm just gonna run comps for you real quick since he didn't pick up the phone. I do see photos here on PropStream. It looks like it's in great shape. These photos were taken August 2021. Was this listed is my question. This is actually, it was on the market. It was on the market for 93 days and it failed. They listed it for 230. And looks like he's asking 190 right now. The thing is, this is on a mountain in the middle of nowhere. There's literally zero comps. Let me zoom out a little bit more. Yeah, this is east of Fresno. And it's a very rural area. That's probably why it hasn't sold. Maybe it was at, I think, 230, whatever is listed for is just too much. And you can see these details on MLS details, listed for 230, days on market 93. Adorable home in the foothills is moving ready. Would make a great vacation home. So if you submitted this lead, make sure you follow back up with them 3 p.m. Pacific. So that means what? 6 o'clock EST. Let's answer some more questions here. He's not motivated. He's interested but not motivated. He's a red personality. I think that's the last guy we're talking about. The ARV is more a range than a number. I would say it's like when it comes to ARV after pair value, it's not so much like a wide range. Like when I'm negotiating with people, it's not so much a wide range. I want to be real close to that number. So typically, if I'm looking at comps and I look at bedroom, bathroom, square footage, and year built is very important. and I see the high selling one in the area. I look at the photos. It's fully renovated, new granite countertops, new paint, new roof, new AC, all that stuff. That's usually what the ARV is. So you want to be as close. I mean, that's usually where I start at as the ARV. Okay. So it's more of a number, I would say, than a range. But it can fluctuate because it only like it my ARV may be different from somebody else's ARV, but you have to know more or less where you're going to be at. Okay. What would a voicemail sound like to a prospect? So here's the interesting thing about at least us. We don't leave voicemails, right? So when we're doing outbound dialing, we don't leave voicemails. If somebody calls us, we call them back. We still don't leave voicemails. Okay. Now, if you have a lead you've been speaking with, you're following up with that lead, and we do leave voicemails for those people. But the thing with those voicemails, they want to be short, sweet, to the point, no numbers, no anything. Simply can sound like, "Hey Bob, this is Steven. We spoke in regards to your property on Main Street. Please give me a call back at your earliest convenience. Thank you." Or you can say, "Hey, great news. Please, I'd love to share with you. Please give me a call back at earliest convenience." That'll actually be a little bit more interesting for the prospect. If you say, "Hey, I got great news. Please give me a call back at your earliest convenience. Thank you." But I don't want to say, "Hey, great news. We can do that offer at $90,000. We can don't ever leave any details when it comes to that stuff, but always make it sound intriguing and make it quick. Make it real quick. Okay. All right. So what else we got here? We got one in Tampa, Florida, my backyard. Let's pull this up and see what it looks like. Tampa, Florida. Got a lot of champions in Tampa. We got the hockey, the Bucks, Tampa Bay Lightning hockey, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All right, so let's see what's up with this one. This looks brand new. So here's the photo. Let me share my screen. This is a property right here. Okay. So this one, what notes do we have? They're asking $430,000. Not much repairs needed. Roof and AC are in good condition, fair condition. Wife is still living in the house, owned for over a year, and it's a 3-3, ready to sell once agreed on price, planning on moving. So I can tell you right off the bat, they're asking ARV, full market value, above full market value. Just because they're not a good investment doesn't mean they'll make a bad listing. But this is why it's important. When you get people, they have a really nice house, maybe a lot newer, and they're asking a specific price. If they're not motivated, I let them know that I'm probably not even, I'm probably a waste of time to speak with in regards to a cash offer. It's not going to be anywhere near what they're asking for the property. All right. Especially in this area. This is in South Tampa. All right, so let's give them a call and see where they're at. Some people, you'd be surprised. Some people may have a really nice property, but they will go down in price. I don't know about this person, but let's get a feel of what they're going through and what they need. Put on speaker. Banning. All right, so let's run the comps while it rings. A couple good comps here. Not good comps though. So some of these are townhomes. I do see
Forwarded to an automated.
I do see one good comp that's not too far. Let me call them right back, see if they pick up the phone. Man, but this one was built. This one's renovated. It's newer. Ours is built 2018. So the chances of this person going down significantly, not very high, but it's okay. Let's call them right back. See what they think. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat and I'll answer them. Let's call them right back. They don't have a Tampa area code. properties that are like that new, usually the person wants full market value, especially, I mean, they bought this for 448 last year.
Your call has been
Yeah.
forwarded.
So they're not picking the phone. So they're asking 448. Well, no, they're not 448. They bought it for 448. They're asking 430. And not much repairs needed, obviously. Good condition. Wife still living. So they're looking to ready to sell once agreed on price. Planning on moving. Okay, great. All right. So they're planning on moving. Obviously, it's not going to be a good fit if you know, a lot of these properties do not need to be wholesale. That's why they're interested. If you're trying to wholesale, I agree. All right, cool. Let's go to the next one here. See what we got. Whenever you're talking to newer houses, homeowners that have newer houses, you got to really dig in more into why they want to sell. Like that person was planning on moving, right? I don't want to come across, you know, I could still give anchor prices, obviously, but when it comes to range, when it comes to negotiations, it's not the best thing to really dig so deep into that price, because if their house is new, I mean, this was built, what, 2018? You got to be very specific. You really got to dig in more into why are you looking to sell? This is a great property. Oh, well, I'm moving. Perfect. Did you already find a place you're moving into? Did you have any ideas to, you know, when? All that stuff. Okay. So this one, let me see here. The next one is in Clearwater. By the way, if you guys don't already know, I'm having a charity boxing event in Clearwater, October 29th. It will be streamed. I will announce more information about that. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to share my screen for this next property that's in Clearwater. Let me copy and paste this. It looks also like a new, nice house, but we don't know what their situation. I've wholesaled houses that are in excellent condition because the person was very motivated, right? It's not, you know, it's not uncommon. It doesn't happen every day, but it's not uncommon. Okay. All right. So let me share the screen on this tab. All right. So this is a property. Whoops. Hold on a second. Why is it showing that? Hold on. That's the wrong one. Let's try that again. There we go. All right, cool. So this person, let's see. It's vacant. Okay. Time frame sell 7 days. Okay. Asking price $450,000 is a guest house, and they want the money. If you give anybody more than what they want or enough, obviously they're going to sell. Does it mean they're motivated? No. Let's give them a call, see what happens. You know, some people, they never thought about selling until you called them, and they would only sell for a very high price. That to me is not a very, see, to me, people that genuinely want to sell are considered leads, no matter how much they're asking for. But you have to sometimes feel them out, because people do tend to be very sarcastic when they get these calls. We're not always the only people they're speaking with.
Hi, you've reached Charlene.
Charlene, let me call you back one more time, see if you pick up the phone. I can't talk right now. Okay. All right, so moving on to the next one. Charlene is occupied. We are moving on to another one. Let's see. Let me pull this up here. So keep in mind, people that are asking a high price right off the bat, you're going to get some sarcastic people. If you have a team of cold callers, something very important is for them to understand, like, the American culture. Sometimes people will be very sarcastic on the phone, and when these overseas cold callers are calling them, they don't really understand, or they're not able to, you know, tell, are this people being sarcastic or not. So, you know, especially if you listen to recordings, That's another thing. If you listen to the replays, recordings, make sure if you have a cold calling team, you have the calls replayed. Our assistant listens to the calls, make sure that they stick to the script, say everything correctly. Okay, if they're not, they're off script. We have to correct that to make sure they're saying everything correctly, or else it defeats the purpose of onboarding them. All right, so this person, bam, right here. All right, cool. So new roof, it's vacant, good condition. Reason for selling: she passed away from cancer. Son Clifton now selling the house. Asking price 145 to 150. Wife said to keep on calling Cliff. He may not pick up right away because he's on the field working. All right. So it looks like this is an inherited property. They're asking a price. It's a pretty high price, but that doesn't matter. Let's give them a call. Sometimes people, they just want to get rid of it, and then some people just want to hold on to it until they get their price. Let's call them, put on speaker. There's 2 phone numbers on here, so I'll call each one twice. Brick house. It looks vacant. It's weird. It says no street views available, but it has photos.
Please leave your message for
Let's call that number back one more time. If they don't answer, I'll call the second phone number on here on twice as well. Let me redial this. Any lead, especially if they inherited it, those are usually a lot warmer. No matter what they're asking. You know, some people don't want to take on the burden of owning that property and managing it and stuff like that. So let's see if these let's see what's up with these people. I wish I had pictures on the inside, but all right, so this first phone number is not answered. Let me try the second phone number, see if they pick up the phone. If not, we'll move on to the next one. Drop in some questions, and I'll keep answering them. Let me dial the secondary phone number. This is a warm lead, though. They're asking a little bit less than what the ARV range is. Good, redone kitchen, huh? Anytime while it's ringing, by the way, I'm always running comps.
Hello?
Hello, Elizabeth?
No, this is Tracy Edwards. You said Elizabeth Edwards?
Yeah, my partner spoke with somebody in regards to the property over there on Grove Street. Did I catch it a good time?
Oh, no, yes, that's, Clifton Edwards, my husband. He's, but Elizabeth Edwards, that's his mom. She had passed.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that who? Wait, hold on
That's
a second.
Clifton Edwards.
That's
yes.
Clifton's phone number then?
No, his phone, yes, the phone number, area code 813.
Okay. Yeah, that's one I just tried calling twice. I'll try calling him again then, or
He does landscaping. So, you know, he'll either answer then or he'll call you right back with no problem. Soon as he start looking at his phone, you know, with the moors and stuff going, he can't hear.
yeah, no, I
But
understand.
he checks it every so often. So he'll be calling you back.
Okay, I'll let my partner know. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, so she's obviously not the decision maker. Let me take this off. I always get this little pop up on my freaking computer. All right, so how do you handle sellers/properties with tenants? This is a very great question that a lot of people, you know, they may struggle with, they may not. There's a right way of doing it. and a wrong way of doing it. The way I handle properties with tenants, the first thing I do is I find out, does this tenant and the homeowner have a good relationship, or do they have a bad relationship? If the homeowner has a bad relationship with the tenants, if they're destroying the property, not paying rent, just messing up the house, they usually don't care what happens, right? So you may have to even start an eviction process, all right? And they can pay for it. The homeowner can pay for it. You could do it for them. There's a lot of ways going about it, but typically, if they don't have a good relationship, you could be a lot more flexible with how you approach it. If the seller has a good relationship with the tenants, you want to make sure that the seller is fully aware and they understand that you're going to make sure you do your best to make sure that they're taken care of. So what I mean is, hey, by the way, anytime we buy a property that has tenants, are they paying on time? Great. Month to month or annual lease? Yeah, they're great. Pay on time and everything. Great. And we want to create a win-win-win situation. So, depending if they're good tenants or not, we always want to reach out to them on your behalf and figure out if they want to stay, if they want to go. Does that make sense? Let them know that, you're going to take care of them. And if they do want to move, we have real estate agents, amazing real estate agents that can find out the time frame, price range, budget, all those things. And the little tip is tenants usually will move out if you pay them enough. If the deal size is good enough, you can compensate them. They'll pack their stuff and leave. Okay. So it depends on the property and a lot of things. But if it's tenant occupied, make sure you ask if it's on a month to month or annual lease. Try to get income and expenses, do your research on it. There will be cash buyers that will buy the property with tenants, landlords, hedge funds. If it's in good shape, they will pay cash for the property with tenants. If the property has tenants and it's better or more ideal for a flip, I try to see if I can get the tenants out of there, right? Sometimes you could do a lease back. Sometimes you can compensate the tenants, but you got to figure out, are they good tenants or are they bad tenants? If it's a good flip, I usually reach out to tenants and see if I could pay them enough to leave. And typically $500 does the job here, at least in Florida. All right, at least in Florida. I don't know if that'll work in New York or DC or Cali, but most of the time they'll pack the stuff. You also want to make sure they sign an agreement that they will be vacating the property. Take photo of that, okay, of them with the cash, signing it. That way you have proof, and there's no no surprises, okay? That's very important. But yeah, don't be afraid to lock up a deal that has tenants because the market's crazy right now. We are actually selling properties with tenants at high price if they're in good shape. Okay. All right. So this lady said to call the gentleman back on the field. So make sure you call him back. Let's call a few more. Keep bringing those questions in if you guys have any questions. Let's see what else we got here. We have one in St. Petersburg. So Tampa and St. Petersburg, if you're not familiar with the Tampa area, St. Petersburg is like on one side of the bay. Tampa Bay is like, Tampa is really like on the east side of the bay. As a matter of fact, people that live in St. Pete, most of them don't consider them that they actually live in Tampa. But sometimes like the Tampa Bay Rays, I don't know if you follow baseball or not, the Tampa Bay Rays, stadium is in St. Petersburg. They tried relocating the stadium to Tampa, but it didn't work out. So, these are little things that you study your market, analyze your market, because these are conversations you can start having with, sellers, little things like that. Let me pull this property up and I'll read the description and we will give them a call. But St. Pete is a great market too. There's a lot of activity there. So this one, hold on a second. I put in the wrong address. Give me 1 second, guys. This is in North St. Petersburg. Yeah, any market that you guys are doing in, even if you don't live there, you should be a little bit knowledgeable about the market, because when you're building rapport, having conversations with the homeowners, you need things to talk about other than, how's the weather? How's the weather today? It's good. It's beautiful. It's fall. Who cares about the weather? Come on. Talk about real stuff in the area. I'm sick and tired of people. Yeah, so that weather there, man. The weather's great, like how's the weather up there? How's the weather down there? Oh, it's great, it's warm, everything's good. It's used too much. You gotta be different. Everybody else is calling them is probably talking about the weather. I like talking about, landmarks, things going on in the neighborhood. All right, so this is the house. All right, so let's see. Roof, good, blah, blah, blah. Tenants, annual, free and clear. Time frame to sell the house, ASAP. They can sell anytime they want. Reason for selling, to make money since it's a rental. Asking price, $200K net. Okay. $200K net. Not sure if that's going to work, sir, but let's give you a call and see what happens. I mean, the house seems like it's an okay. Whoa, hold on a second. It looks good outside. I don't know what's going on over here, but these are actually good. This is a good roof. I used to work for a roof insurance company. This is an arc roof. They can withstand a lot of wind. In Florida, you got the hurricanes and the storm and all that stuff. So it's important. The roofs are very important when you live in Florida. Up north, you really don't get hurricanes and stuff like that. But Florida's very common for all that stuff. So roofs are important. This house, I mean, it's not like distress. It just needs a little work. This is actually a nice kitchen. Typical St. Pete house. Now, why I want to dig in why they want to sell. Because it doesn't sound like they are in a rush or motivated to sell. And remember, when somebody's asking high price and they're not that motivated or in a rush, you really got to dig into the reason.
Do what you got to do when it beeps.
You heard that voicemail. Do what you got to do when it beeps. Let's call them right back. So if the ARV is $200,000, the seller's asking, this person's asking, well, the ARV is like 190 is what I'm seeing here. They're asking 200,000 above, the ARV. Anytime they're asking above, and according to the notes, you'll get a feel of how motivated they are. You won't really be able to tell unless you call them and really dig in, but you'll get an idea of like where their head's at. Like, for example, reason for selling, to make money since it's a rental property. That doesn't really show me much motivation of why they got to sell. Okay. But they put to make money since it's rental property, dig into that. So, I mean, my partner put in your notes that you're looking to sell because it's rental property. And what is it about rental properties that make you want to sell? Is it because you don't want to manage it? Are the tenants being bad? I mean, how are the tenants? They pay on time? Dig in, ask more questions about that stuff. Okay. I don't think they're going to pick up. Okay. Well, on that note, we're going to wrap it up. Guys, make sure you head over to, well, first thing before that, if you're watching this, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, turn on the little notification bell. I'm going to be doing some giveaways soon. Usually when it gets closer to the holidays, I like giving a giveaway. One of the best giveaways I like to do is I like to give a year free of PropStream. You're going to get a whole year's access free on PropStream. I'll give you more details about that as it comes. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button. Also, when you watch this, make sure you implement this stuff. Train your team. When you recruit people, let them binge watch on this stuff, right? I haven't got yelled at in a while, surprisingly, but you're going to be able to see even the earlier episodes, how I handled stuff like that. Embrace rejection, overcome the objections. Okay. Head over to the RAItoolbox.com. If you guys have any leads for me to call, have a great weekend. Go crush it. Implement the stuff you guys are learning. Have a good Friday, guys. Take care.